Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Tupac Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Black women in general are not safe, but when it comes to their lives being at risk at the hands of an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband, it's not really taken seriously when the woman cries for help. And this story is a clear example of that. Daniela Malia had broken up with her boyfriend, Dylan Dowman, and I guess he wasn't okay with the breakup, so he had sent her threatening text messages, and when she brought it to the police, it wasn't taken seriously. Take a look at what happened.
23-year-old Daniela Malia was fatally shot in the parking lot of a building on Jane near Chalk Farm on August 18, 2022. 3 days before she was killed, she called police to report her former boyfriend had been threatening and harassing her. Documents show Constable Ansah Alfonso spoke to the man for 3 minutes and did not take any protective action. He pleaded guilty to failing to conduct a proper investigation. He has since had his rank reduced and is the first officer to be suspended without pay under the new Community Safety and Policing.
So, as we heard, 3 days before her life was taken by this man, she contacted the police and she had text messages. She had receipts. And this officer, Ansah Alfonso, spoke to this man, Dylan Dowman, for 3 minutes. He spoke to Daniela Malia for 39 minutes. Yet, I guess that wasn't enough that she had actual text messages in writing. He said it was a case of he said, she said. But it wasn't about he said, she said. It was in writing. The threats were in writing. And that still wasn't enough. He had a 3-minute conversation, as I said, and said, you know what? It's a he said, she said. You stay away from each other. And that was that. 3 days later, he drags her into an underground parking garage and fatally shoots her. This officer was suspended without pay, as you heard, and has gone down a rank. Big deal. At the end of the day, somebody's life was taken because of his negligence when he's supposed to be serving and protecting. And he still gets to live, even though he got suspended, probably not for very long. He's back to work. Maybe he's been demoted, but he'll be able to step up again. He gets to live his life. This man who took her life was sentenced to 25 years with no parole, and he was charged with first-degree murder. But he's still living. This woman who cried for help was ignored, and her life is taken, which affects her family because their daughter, their sister, their whatever relation is no longer here. Now, I'm going there because I happen to know from personal experience that when a white woman contacts the police and says a black man is threatening her life, that's all she had to do was say it from her mouth. And that black man, there's a warrant for his arrest and he has to come in. Okay? No text message, nothing in writing, her word. So she can have a conversation with the police and tell her side of the story. The black man has to come into the police station and they show the black man what the charges are. And then, you know, he's got to come back and get fingerprinted in the whole 9 yards and then get a lawyer because we might be going to court. This black woman wasn't afforded any of that. As I said, 3-minute conversation with the man And it's he said, she said, so stay away from each other. And actually, she was even told to stay away from him or she will get charged for harassing him. Can you imagine that? When, like I said, the white woman, man, stark difference, stark difference. And therein lies the problem when it comes to our people here in Canada and the justice system. And that is why there's such a high rate of over-policing, over-incarceration, like higher percentage of racial profiling with Black people, and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, somebody lost their life because of the negligence of a police officer who could care less about a Black woman's life. This is super infuriating to me because she should not have lost her life. She shouldn't have lost her life while everybody else gets to live theirs. In any event, I am glad that this man has been locked up, for life with no parole. And when it comes to this police officer, well, I'm not happy. Not happy at all. He should be fired, frankly. He shouldn't even be out here serving and protecting because there is a clear evidence that he could care less about the Black person's life. So why would somebody is supposed to serve and protect be allowed to even keep that job? I don't care if it's demotion. He should not be an officer anymore. But here's a clear example of, the Blue Brotherhood and the protection, the complexion for the protection. Yet again, somebody has lost her life. I really hope that this is a lesson so that police officers will do better and take it seriously, just like they do when it's a snow bunny that's bringing charges against her Black man. Same energy. Anyway, let me know what you all think about this. I mean, the fatigue is real. Drop your comments in the chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News app from your Google or Apple store and subscribe to my YouTube channel and